Welcome back to Mount Celeste. I'm dear darling, and we'll face our inner demons and reach a summit together. And you hear about ramping music in the background. This is it. This is our final test. Well, not really the final test, but one of our final tests as we try and make our way again to the top of Mount Celeste once more. Okay, this doesn't seem like the right way to do it, but either that or I need to be faster. But yes, we're on the final section now of the peak, and we'll be doing our best to use these checkpoints to help make our way to the top. Just how exactly we're going to do that, I'm not entirely sure, because it kind of depends on the mechanics that are being used in our situation. Right now, it seems to be somewhat smooth sailing. I guess smooth sailing is a little bit of a misleading thing. It's sort of sailing, you know. Very rough sailing, in fact. But you know, one way or another through the rain, we're going to make it. Because if we don't, then what is there to do but try? That was meant to be motivating. I don't think it was. But I think you can understand my sentiment, at least, as we make our way up to number 16 with far better progress than I could ever have hoped for. I got to remember, we got a double dash. That's you know, the whole mechanic of this level, along with the mechanic being every other mechanic you've ever fought in this game. I mean, fought is kind of the wrong word. It's not like when you're climbing, you're sort of like, oh, I'm fighting the mountain. I mean, if you want to phrase it like that, by all means, that's got a certain deal of raw energy to it, which I don't think I can really provide to you. But if you want to fight a mountain, by all means, be my guest. But you know, don't take it personally when I put money on a mountain. Unless you're a mountain climber, wait, or a professional boxer, or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, or the wrestler who's called The Mountain, who I don't know which wrestler it is. I know nothing about wrestling. I don't even know why I'm referencing it. This is probably one of the greatest stories, but if you know the party game called Categories, it's basically oh gosh, there's a load of different categories you write down, like children's names, or like cartoon characters. Oh my word, I don't know how to do that. Cartoon characters or football players or things like that. And what you do is you randomly pick like a letter for each round, and then you had to find an answer in every single one of those categories. So maybe the letter would be like P or something, and then for like children's names you can put like Phil. I guess. I mean, children's names not a very good one. Cartoon characters you can put Pinkie Pie. For football players you can put, I don't know, Pele, something like that. So when I say football, I mean soccer, because I'm obviously from UK. But anyway. Oh, and that was quite a common like quiz thing we do on like last days of schools, or that sort of thing. Where where you do quizzes and fun games rather than, you know, doing any education, because like no one's here to learn things on the last day of school. Oh, there's an updraft. I didn't even realise. No one's here to learn things on the last day of school, to be honest. So anyway, this one time in electronics, we were playing categories, and then we got to choose the categories ourselves. So I was like, okay. I remember to my group, I was like, we should do cartoon characters, because I can just like name an unbelievable amount of cartoon characters. So that's the one we chose, and then I can't remember what other categories other people chose, but there was this one guy in my class who was he wasn't like, we weren't like very close friends or anything. He was just like in my electronics class, but he was a cool guy, you know. He's very stoic, I suppose. He had a lot of deadpan humour, is the sort of vibe I got from him, but I didn't know him more particularly well. But then his category he chose was like wrestlers, like WWE wrestlers or whatever, nicknames. And we were like, oh, that's going to be quite hard, but we've heard of a few, so maybe we'll do it. And then we played multiple rounds of this thing with like every single letter, and he always pulled... Oh, that was so close. He managed to pull out like a wrestler every single time. We were like, wow, okay. And then the teacher was like, yeah, okay, cool. Get points about that sort of thing. There's also a thing in categories where if you name an answer which no one else has answered, then you get bonus points. Okay, you get bonus points, and if you get bonus points, you know, that's always good, because, you know, I guess you kind of want to win, is the aim of doing a quiz like that. This is going to be so difficult. I'm looking at the next part as well, so I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. Anyway, and after the fact, I didn't actually speak to him about it, but someone else did. And I was just overhearing a conversation as I was walking to my next class. And he was like, hey, I don't know, what should we call him? Phil? His name's not Phil, but... It's like, you know a lot of wrestlers. You did really well on that quiz. I mean, he said, oh, I just made them all up. I don't know anything about wrestling. And I was like... In my head, I was just like, what? That's probably the greatest flex I think anyone's ever done in one of these quizzes. It's just like, he didn't know a single, or maybe not a single wrestler, he probably knew a few, is my guess, but he just made up every single nickname. And it just sounded so plausible, but like, yeah, that must be a wrestler. And he said it with so much confidence, I suppose. But we were just like, oh yeah, that's definitely correct. And it's not like in categories you can't challenge people, like you can challenge people if you're like, that's not an actual character, or that doesn't fit the category or something like that. But no one challenged him. Like we had a few challenges, like I remember actually Sophia was in that electronics class as well. And the way she plays is she just has things with just utmost confidence, whether they're correct or not, you know, and just tries to pass it off as correct like that. I remember one time she just like tried to make up some cartoon characters. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not a cartoon character, like, unless you can name what cartoon they're from. It's like, you might say, oh, that's antagonistic, you're sticking to the rules too much. I was like, it's all in good fun. We were friends back then, and we're friends now, so we call each other out on these sort of things. Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, you know what? Maybe we need to not bounce high on this one. We need to bounce low. Bounce low, sweet chariot. So yeah, honestly, I still remember that story to a day, obviously. I think about it sometimes. We haven't played categories much since then, but just like the confidence he must have to just randomly pick a topic which he hoped that no one in the class would, to be fair, it was an electronics class, so like I don't think any of us would know about wrestling. But no one in the class would know about. I mean, just to make up an answer every single time. And then everyone was just like, yeah, that seems right. It's so good. It's so good. I almost wish I had that sort of like confidence and pizzazz, but no, you know, I like to abide by the rules of engagement, as to say, in battle and war. Obviously this isn't a war, this is a friendly competition and that sort of thing, so you know, playing by rules kind of makes more sense in my mind. Otherwise, like, what's the point of playing? If you're going to cheat, don't do it. But you know, this is a time where I allow the cheating because it was actually so funny. And the best part is because he had such like a deadpan humour, which is probably why I think he's got such deadpan humour. He just said it so like casually. He's like, oh yeah, I don't know anything about wrestling. It's made it all up. It's like, what? I suppose it's been played. It's the times where you just go like, oh, been played like a fool, you know. Been played us like a damn fiddle. I don't know where that's from. Ooh, this is so difficult. You might be looking at this, and be like, oh, it's easy, just do it. It's hard, you know. Go get this game, play it for yourself. It's hard doing it and speaking at the same time. But yeah, you know, like I don't see myself as an evil villain, obviously. But if I was an evil villain and the setting was categories, and then I was foiled in my final plan by that kid. I shouldn't call him a kid. He's like the same age as me, but still, I'm calling him a kid because I'm looking back in time. So he's a kid in my eyes, I suppose, like that. Which is fair because he was like, I don't know, 16 at that time or something. But yeah. Anyway, if my plan was foiled by some kid just outsmarting me in categories by just making up some random stuff, one, I'd be a terrible evil villain, but two, it's that sort of moment where the evil villain would just go like, well done, I've been played. I've been had. I'm a fool. Crazy love, crazy fool. But you know, I don't really see myself as a villain. I feel like if I was an evil villain, I don't think, well, for one, I think I'd make a terrible evil villain. I don't really want to, you know, like, inflict suffering and pain upon others and exploit others for my own, like, world domination sort of thing. Is that controversial? I don't think so, but you'd be surprised, I suppose. How did I make this the first time? Did I diagonal dash? Or did I up dash? Did I up dash? Nothing much, Dash. What's up with you? So I was probably meant to say what's up, Dash first. Otherwise, actually, it doesn't really make sense in that context. Still. I think it must be a big jump up the cloud. I just need to sort of like change my trajectory faster, so I can actually make it. Oh, well, this is only number 13. You know, today I was like, oh, this is a rare day actually, like, not that I want to play Celeste, but I'm like super infused. It was like, oh, I could play some Chicken Police or Fairs of Ever, and I'm like, no, I want to play Celeste, even though Celeste I've got most videos for right now in the current backlog. Which I should probably let die down a bit so people can actually give me hints about the Crystal Hearts I've been missing. Because I'm still missing 1 on 2 and World 2 and 1 on World 5. I don't know what the current upload is. Ah. But yeah, maybe I should let that backlog catch up. But I was like, yeah, I want to play some Celeste, you know. I'm getting close to the end. I want to prove myself. I want to prove myself and rise, rise. I can remember you. This is difficult, to say the least. We're almost in a good rhythm here, though. It's so difficult. We need to get just the right amount of... I wonder if it's easy to diagonal dash. Hold on. We might be on something here. It's way easier to diagonal dash than horizontally dash across. I think we do need to jump. It needs to be like a midway jump. Because I think we need to double dash horizontally in my next section, otherwise I don't think we can make it. That seems too long for one single dash, but you know, maybe I should try it with a single dash. Like actually make it to just to confirm, you know. No, I'm pretty sure it's a jump. After seeing that, I'm rather convinced. Yeah. I know, Scattergrease is pretty fun though. Not something you play all that often, to be fair. But it's one of the more fun quiz games. You know, you want to play a game of Scattergrease right now? Not really, but why don't we do it? Cartoon characters, gemstones, and let's keep it simple. Dog breeds. Those are quite common ones. Okay, let's choose a letter. Have you chosen a letter? Okay, I bet you chose a letter S. Okay, Sapphire, that's a good gemstone right there. Cartoon characters, why don't we choose... It's actually quite hard to think of them off the top of my head. Hold on, just give me a sec, you know. Back when I did this in secondary school, I just chose like, My Little Pony characters. So we can choose Spike, the dragon, or we can choose Spike, the dog from Tom and Jerry, that's a good one as well. What was the other one I said? Dog breeds, S. Shih Tzu, that's a good one. Shiba Inu. You know, you got to write down all your possibilities, and you got to choose the one which is least obscure. Okay, what other gemstones are there? S is only Sapphire, but everyone's going to say Sapphire, so we've got to do something different if I can even think of one, but it's a bit difficult to think of one, to be honest. That starts with S. Can you think of one? Alright, this is where you go through like all the gemstones, you know. You got birth gemstones, so you got garnet, nope, amethyst, aquamarine, diamond, oh, if I made it up higher. Emerald, no, pearl, ruby, peridot, sapphire, that's obviously the one I did, opal, topaz, and aquamarine. So none of those start with S, so you know, you gotta think of more obscure ones, which is a bit difficult. Oh yeah, there's also a time limit normally when you play this game, but I guess the time limit will be when we get to the next section. So that's quite difficult. I think maybe dog breeds, that might be more, but Shih Tzu, Shiba Inu. I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I guess you could do like hybrid dog breeds, which have common nicknames, but I don't know, that seems like cheating. Let's do only the base dog breeds. I guess I don't know all that many dog breeds, so it's quite difficult. Alright, I mean, we got, instead of doing it like a time competition, let's just see if we can name one from each category, or whatever letter, because you know, it's quite hard to do a competition when it's just me. Alright, choose another letter. Oh, B you say? Let's do it. Okay, B is actually quite difficult. Cartoon characters probably be easy to start off with. Why don't we choose... It's so hard to think of some. I always try to think of like Looney Tunes characters, because I can't remember a lot of My Little Pony characters anymore. I mean, actually, that's a lie, I just thought of Brayburn, which is an obscure My Little Pony character. But normally when you play it, you've got to choose something which people actually know, or can plausibly be like, yeah, that is one. No, if I dashed horizontally, I would have made it. Maybe. I don't know. There's got to be a better B one, let's think. You might ask, does Mr. Burns count? And honestly, I don't know, because I can't remember if titles count as part of a letter or not. That's sort of like rules you had to establish beforehand. But you got Bart Simpson. That's quite a common one. I feel like we should do a bit more obscure. I feel like if you really knew Simpsons, there's so many characters in Simpsons, you could probably do incredibly well better, like Barney. You got both Barneys. Barney's from Simpsons, who's surname I don't know. You got Barney the dinosaur. Because people never do kids cartoons, because people never think about them. You got... I don't know. Let's move on to dog breeds. You got... a Bichon Frise. You got... I was going to say a Dalmatian. What is a Dalmatian? It's a Dalmatian, but I reversed a D. And also wrote it in lowercase. Oh my gosh. We've got to figure out the timing of when to jump on this one. Like, I guess we jump early. No! It keeps going? Are you serious? Although somehow I managed to do it immediately again, you know. Oh my word, we did it. Okay, so B, Bichon Frise, we got one. Alright. Gemstone. Gemstone's going to be the hard one. Starting with B. Because none of the birth gemstones, I think, start with B. Got, I was like basalt, but basalt's not really a gemstone. You got... I'm pretty sure I've done gemstones. I don't know nearly enough gemstones for this. I mean, you got cat's eye now, you got jade. I don't know if that counts as a gemstone or not. Oh, that was pretty good. Yeah, maybe let's not do gemstones. I think a common one is countries as well, but that's probably too easy. Like, there's probably a lot of B countries. You got like, you know what's a good obscure one? Bosnia and Herzegovina. Botswana. There's another B one. Come on, I can do a B gemstone. I read a book about gemstones. I should know loads. Unfortunately, I don't. But you know, if you had to resort to Google for this sort of mental game you play with yourself, then so be it. Oh, that was close. I like the music in this section though. It really feels like it's ramping up. B B B B B B B B. Lapis lazuli starts with L. Although there's also like an optional rule you can put in where you do like alliteration. Gives you bonus points. So if you like cartoon characters and you had M, you can do Mickey Mouse, which happened once. We were doing like a 2v2 with like our physics sets or whatever. Which, by the way, I must say, in retrospect, we have a set with like super BM. They're like, we're just trying to play a game and we're incredibly rude. But you know, they're also teenagers, so like, what are you gonna do? I don't really hold a grudge against it because like I don't even think about it. And isn't that the best revenge? Not even thinking about them at all. Because they're not bad people, of course. Like, I'm trying to make them out to be a villain. They're not a villain. A lot of them are kind of cool. They're just like very weirdly competitively hostile in this one game of Scatteries we played. Yeah, we did like a 2v2 and we said Minnie Mouse and they said Mickey Mouse. Because I think I remember going, oh, Mickey Mouse, we could put Mickey Mouse, but I was like, we should put Minnie Mouse because they're more likely to think of Mickey Mouse and not Minnie Mouse. You know why I thought that? Because I'm the cartoon person. What on earth? I just looked and I was like, well, we don't have nearly enough dashes, we need a triple dash, but no, there's a war jump section here. Like basalt is the only thing. Maybe we should do gemstones and minerals. That would probably make it a lot easier. So we'll sort of go with basalt and be like, yeah, good enough. You got elements on periodic table. That's a good one as well. Boron. Okay, so we've got five categories now. Okay, you want to choose another letter? Why don't we do? I was gonna be like Q. That's way too difficult. Okay, could we even do Q? I don't think we could do Q. Oh, I went too far. Can I do Q? Can I? Is there a cartoon character I can name which starts with Q? It's probably someone called Quentin. I don't know who though. There's not many Q names, so it's sort of like Okay, but you had to name a cartoon they're from as well. Q. Quack. Is there someone called Quack? Quinn. Quill. There's probably someone called Quill. Isn't there Professor Quill? Again, I suppose that depends if you're taking titles into account or not. Oh. I can just feel it when I'm jumping over. I'm just like, I jumped over this wrong. I'm not going to make it. Quasimodo from Hunchback of Notre Dame. Nice. Does that count as cartoon? I guess. I didn't specify a TV show, so I guess it's just animated media. Okay. Dog breed, that's going to be impossible. I don't think I can name a dog breed beginning with Q. Gemstone / mineral. Quartz. There we go. Ooh, that was a toughie, I'm not gonna lie. What are my other ones? Categories. Gemstones, dog breeds, cartoon characters. Oh, countries and elements of a periodic table. How do we do this? Do we have to make this jump without... We had to make this jump without dashing somehow. That seems impossible. Never mind. Ah! Elements of a periodic table. Is that even one that's Q? I didn't realise that was one of the ones you can continuously bounce on. I also think we had to make that jump without dashing. Q, 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 Q. Isn't it that there's some letters which don't appear on the periodic table as the start of an element? I think J and Q might be one of them, so maybe let's not do skip elements. I don't think I can name a dog breed starting with Q, to be honest. In countries, Qatar. There we go. Easy. Easy. Let's see if there is a dog breed starting with Q. And a gemstone beginning with B. Let's see. Gemstone beginning with B. Bloodstone's the only one of these I've heard of. I've not heard of any of these other ones. Benetois, Beryl, Bloodstone, Vixbite, Brazilianite, and Bastinasti. What? Dog breed beginning with Q. Queensland Healer. Okay, Queenland is of a pocket beagle. I guess yeah, anything with Queen. Makes sense. Those are me only two. Wow, okay. Yeah, I was not going to get that. Alright, why don't we do another letter now? Is this appropriate content for Celeste? Probably not. And the memory of Celeste. Oh, we should do video games. Yeah, that's one I often do. Okay, can I name a video game beginning with Q? Qbert. That's an obscure one. No one else will get that, and I'll probably not get points for it because people are like, that's not a mini game. That's not a video game. What I had before? B. Batman Arkham City. No, I missed it. I tried to catch some fog once, and again, I missed. What was the other one I did? P? P should be easy. Which is why I can exactly think of 0 right now. Puzzle Quest? I don't even know what Puzzle Quest is, to be honest. Sounds like a game, though. Professor Layton. That's a good one. Oh, almost. That's really difficult. Again, I said that for section 13 as well, and we still made it in the end, so... What is difficulty but a mental block, you know? That's hard. That is hard. I didn't even see what we had to do after that. So I don't know if we need a double jump after landing on it. How? I just looked up next section. How? Might I ask? Are we meant to do that? Even like remotely? I like the subversion of using the clouds not to bounce yourself though. It's an interesting way to use mechanic. Yeah, okay, I don't know. Oh yeah, P. Oh no, I did Professor Layton. Yeah, okay. Let's get another letter in here. Why don't we do W? That sounds like an interesting one. Okay, W. That's actually quite difficult. Why are these all so difficult? They're all difficult when you're trying to think, but you know, normally you're in like a team of 5 and I'm in a team of 1 right now. Also trying to play Celeste at the same time, so it makes it quite difficult. W. Wile E. Coyote. Oh, crud. That's not you jump. That's a good cartoon character there. You also got Wacko. That's probably a better one because people my age aren't going to know who Wacko is. Some Animaniacs. Oh, she actually got a reboot recently on like Hulu. I don't remember. So maybe people do know who Wacko is now. We got. I wanted to diagonal dash instead of horizontally dash because I kept missing it when I horizontally dashed. But you know, if you just fall off the edge, that happens as well. I don't know any gemstones beginning with W, but there's probably one called like Waterstone or something. If there's Bloodstone, I can't believe there's not Waterstone because then you know that blood is thicker than water. Is that even a joke? I don't know. You know that full saying is apparently blood of a covenant is thicker than water of a womb. So it's actually reversed of what it means. Blood thicker than water means family over like friends, but then blood of a covenant stronger than water of a womb is. Actually, now I think about it, I think I've read that's not actually the original phrase. It's something people made up, like in counter to the phrase or something. I don't know why I didn't dash, but it's actually incredible that you can almost make up without dashing. Well, we made it, but how? Okay, so we must jump then dash, no, dash then land on the edge and dash. That is so incredibly tight. Country beginning with W. I was gonna say Wyoming. That's not a country. Hold on, just give me a sec. I could probably think of one. I don't know why I'm trying to think of like African countries. Like that's gonna be the best way forward for me because you know my African geography is so good. Are you kidding me? With that entire section? This is unreasonable, Celeste. In fact, this is what you expect of me, you know? How is any sane person meant to do this section? Let alone an insane deer like me. Okay, W. Why did I not think of a country beginning with W? This should be easy. There's lots of countries beginning with W, you know? There's probably like a really obvious one I'm missing, which always happens with these sort of things. It's like, oh, how did I not think of that? Okay, let's do dog breeds. Whippets, there we go. That's dog breed beginning with W. Element? I mean, tungsten has like a symbol of W, doesn't it? But it doesn't actually begin with W. See, the problem with elements is a lot of the letters that are represented are in like those two like rows which are separate from the table, which I can't remember what they're called. So it makes it quite difficult to actually name any of them unless you're a complete chemist lover, I suppose. I just wanted to finish it at chemist, but then for some reason I decided to put another word on the end. Come on, I can think of a country beginning with W. This is embarrassing. Embarrassing. Right, let's think of Europe. You've got UK, Ireland, Iceland, France, Spain, Portugal, Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, Albania, Serbia, Slovakia, Croatia, Czechia. Oh, I think we can actually make that with just a single jump now, look at it. It's going to be difficult though. Because I bet we're going to go through this entire thing and it's going to be like, oh, we need a cheeky jump, a cheeky dash at the end or something. It's like, ah. WWW. Okay, maybe Asian countries. Laos, Cambodia, China, Japan, North, South Korea, Russia, Ukraine. I mean, Ukraine's not, and Russia aren't really Asian, but like, you can see, I'm thinking about it geographically, so you can see how I got there. Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Why did none of these countries start with W? Maybe I need like a small one, like one of those small island Pacific nations or something. There's got to be an African country starting with W. I refuse to believe there isn't. But my African geography is not very good. Well, actually my geography in general is not very good. But I feel like I already demonstrated that. It's going to be like a country that I've definitely heard of, but it's going to be like I would never have think to have named it. Now this is not very good content because now I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, I can cheat a little bit. I've got a Commonwealth poster in my room with all the Commonwealth countries. Is there one a W one? Let's see. Unfortunately, none of those start with W. So let's put another thorn in my thing. You know what? It's the end of the episode. Let's look it up. Country beginning with W. Come on, Google. Country beginning with W. West Sahara, Wallace and Futuna. Okay, you know, I don't blame myself for not being able to think of those. That's quite difficult. Gemstone beginning with W. Waverlight, Wood, Opal. I don't really know what those are. Worry Stone. Finding gemstones is quite hard, huh? There's National Gemstone Lab. Oh my god, there's so many. I've never heard of any of these. Okay, again, quite difficult. What was the other ones we did? Element? Element beginning with W. There isn't one. Tungsten's as close as you can get because it's got a W thing. Okay, well that was a very unsuccessful round of categories, which is a shame, but we'll round off this episode here, why don't we? So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. This has been Celeste, I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscriptions, shares even. Greatly appreciated. Links down below. I hope we can see each other again, but for now it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.